Welcome to FOMRA's interaction with the candidates of Assembly Elections 2021. Our first candidate is Rajiv from Makkal Needhi Mayam. Just a little intro about FOMRA for those of you who don't know. FOMRA represents apartment complexes on OMR, right from Madhya Kailash to Mahabalipuram. Our members are almost 150 apartment complexes. We are about 60,000 homes, mostly vertical villages as we call them, apartment complexes, gated communities. And normally in an election campaign, very rarely we get to see candidates coming door to door and campaigning in our areas because the security will not let you in. People are inside their apartments. They don't come down and interact with the candidates. So at FOMRA, we believe that in a democracy, we need to make informed choices, and only if we exercise that option after being informed of what the candidate can do, wants to do, or is willing to do, we can have a better democracy. So in that endeavor, we have had this meeting earlier before where the candidates for the Lok Sabha MP candidates met with us in 2019, a few days before the election. We were able to listen to them and make informed choices. This time around, we are doing this virtually, as you all know, because of the coronavirus around, and we've decided to have this in the same format, 15 minutes. For the first 15 minutes, the candidate will speak about who they are, where they are from, what they have done in the past, what their vision for the constituency is, and any points that they want to tell us. And for the next 15 minutes, we have some questions that our members over the last few months have being put together, and these questions will be placed before the candidate for specific answers to specific issues and problems that we are talking about in OMR. OMR is a very unique place. We have a lot of migrant community. We have a cosmopolitan crowd. So I would appreciate the candidates having a mix of English and Tamil, whatever you're comfortable in with. But if it is with a mixture of English and Tamil, it would be much appreciated. Thank you very much. Over to you, Raji.
Thank you, Asha sir. Thank you so much. I just want to tell you I'm not new to FOMRA. I was with Mr. Rangarajan, our MP candidate, and I was campaigning for him. So I was inside the FOMRA's office along with him during this campaigning time. So I'm not new to FOMRA. I would like to thank everyone of FOMRA for giving me this opportunity. Just I made a small presentation. I think you are able to view my screen. The first one is MNM for Sholinganallur, and the second thing is my name, M.R. Rajiv Kumar. So I am the candidate for Makkal Needhi Mayam for torchlight symbol in Sholinganallur Assembly constituency. Who am I? I mean, just to give you an idea, who am I? Name is Rajiv Kumar, age of 48 years. Education, I have done my BSc Physics. I'm born at IIT campus inside Chennai. My father was a lecturer there. My schooling is in Vanwani Matriculation Higher Secondary School inside the campus. And my college, I did my college in New College in Chennai. Right now, I'm working as a director in an Italian shipping before an Italian company inside. Social activities. I'm the member of Lions Club. Conducted various medical camps around Sholinganallur. Actively initiated closure of TASMAC shop at Rose Nagar in Kovilambakam. And an active member of Social Service Society. This Social Service Society, we undertake old age homes and a lot of other activities inside Sholinganallur, and I've been the prime key person to run this Social Service Society. The next is about my political career. My motive behind to clean political systems and give corrupt-free governance and accessibility of their leader to public. My vision, I found Dr. Kamala Hassan as a true leader to deliver my motive and my vision. I started my journey from day one of MNM at Dr. Abdul Kalam's birthplace. I hold the position of District Secretary of Sholinganallur and Tirupur. Moving to the next one is my major one is the manifesto of Sholinganallur. MLA office will be established in all zones of Sholinganallur Assembly constituency. It records the daily attendance of the MLA and it will directly address the grievance of the people. MLA funds allocated by the government will be effectively utilized and audited. Accounts will be published to the Residents Association of Sholinganallur. An advisory committee will be set up for the development of Sholinganallur for the MLA from the registered Residents Association. This is going to be my key aspect for the development. I was going to run the, I will have the representative from each and every association so that they will give me the ideas how we can develop Sholinganallur and how to solve Sholinganallur's problem. Employment camps for the youth or to anyone will be conducted in every zone in Sholinganallur constituency. It looks different, but I would like to do this as a private affair inside each zone to create the employment for my people inside Sholinganallur. Libraries will be set up in each zone of Sholinganallur. Garbage-free Sholinganallur will be created. Expert technicians will be engaged to find the possibility of clearing the garbage marshlands in Pallikarne and other located in every house. Special interest will be taken at Kannagi Nagar and Perumbakam housing boards on priority, because the reason why I'm saying this two location is during my campaigning I have seen till people using hand pumps in Kannagi Nagar. This is really a big disaster at this technology development. You know, people using hand pumps still at downside. So I would like to give the priority to ensure the women there is given more comforts of giving the water at their doorsteps. Drainage and sewage systems will be made for all the streets. Water stagnation in streets and house will be resolved within the next monsoon season as per the advice of expert technician. This is going to be my another most important priority. Before the next rainy season, I will ensure that there is no stagnation of water in the streets, especially if you see in Semanjeri housing boards and mainly on the other low-lying areas. Lakes and all water bodies will be renovated and protected. Perumbakam, Semanjeri, Kannagi Nagar housing boards will be rehabilitated, maintained, and CCTV camera will be installed in this housing boards. Initiation for removal of tolls at Sholinganallur. All street roads will be renovated and maintained. Initiation of construction of flyovers at all major junctions of Sholinganallur will be ensured. Beaches of Palavakam, Kottivakam, Neelangare and Vettuangani will be cleaned, renovated and upgraded to public use. Special minibus will be initiated from Perumbakam housing boards to Sholinganallur bus depot. Each zone will set up a call center so that the people can register their requirements through it and people can post their complaints too. Disaster management team and equipments will be set up in each zone to meet all the requirements like fire or any other lake issues, etc. This is my manifesto. I've been doing campaigning at all the streets of Sholinganallur for past 10 days now. I find various other problems which is really originating at this particular Sholinganallur. There are many streets still with no street lights. It's really a big disaster at the fisherman community area like Palavakam, Kottivakam, and this on that particular belt. I could see no street lights still in many of the locations. If I given an opportunity, if I'm elected as an MLA, if given an opportunity, my real dream is to give Solinganallur a better governance and a good accessible MLA. I will ensure that I'm available to the residents and people of Solinganallur constantly, and not just once in 5 years coming to seek for an vote. I will ensure that I'm available every week for all the residents and the residents of Solinganallur.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Rajiv. Interesting manifesto. You've done some local research. You put some local elements into your manifesto. I can see you're very specific about what lakes and what streets and where you want to put the flyover and what you want to do. But my question is, if your party forms the government, you are able to achieve most of these things that you're talking about. But as an MLA of a non-governing government, that is, if your party is not in power and you're just an MLA, how much of these things can you really do? I mean, we know that, let's take the last 10 years. Earlier, first 5 years, there was an ADMK MLA, there was an ADMK party in power. Second 5 years, there was a DMK MLA, there was an ADMK government in power. Now, there is a difference between what an MLA can do when in power and when not in power. That is, the party is not in power. So enlighten us on what, as an MLA, you can do. Forget the larger picture of your party getting into the government.
Yeah, just to be very simple to your question, I would say MLA has got the powers to work out a strategy and do the development of Solinganallur. The more important thing is the MLA funds. I have specified in my point number 2. Okay, the MLA funds is definitely allocated to an MLA. Okay, so I will ensure that the MLA fund is being utilized completely for the welfare of Solinganallur Assembly constituency. I will develop a team to see that 1 paisa of that MLA fund is being into the Solinganallur Assembly constituency and not to the MLA's pocket. I don't want to give accessibility to my MLA team and MLA's party structure person. I will ensure that this accessibility is only to the people of Solinganallur. This MLA funds will be run by the residents associations of Solinganallur, and I will ensure that this is being moved in a proper strategy. Number 1. Number 2, I will, if as an MLA, I wanted to come out from the government structure altogether. Okay, I would like to think in another way, like years, or I invite private fundings through the associations, form a committee. That is why I say advisory committee is there. There are a lot of NGOs who are ready to keen and develop a particular area. Vivek Oberoi wanted to develop a particular village. Rajiv Kumar would like to develop a particular village. So I would like to do this type of activity and ensure that I make a very clean and perfect Solinganallur. This is my idea. I will ensure that the private funding is coming inside. I will ensure that instead of just depending upon the government funding, I will wanted to come out from my mind and ensure that I will do a private sourcing and see that the people of Solinganallur is having a clean visibility of the funds. It is not just going into the MLA pocket. It is for the people of Solinganallur. I will ensure the advisory committee will do the strategy and develop this development of Solinganallur.
Thanks, Rajiv. I think the primary question that we are getting from all our viewers and listeners and all our committee heads and everybody is, when will Solinganallur ever get water in pipelines? This is something the people, most of us who've lived here for 10 years and above, when the boom of this road happened, this is the primary question on our minds, is when and if we ever will get piped water and underground sewage in Solinganallur. What has been your research? What has been your thoughts on this? And how do you plan to take this forward?
No, as I stated in my manifesto, my first first priority, I'm talking about my priority. When I say first priority, I've kept some strategy for myself. Okay, so I've been inside Kannagi Nagar. I saw it's a big disaster there. Ladies using hand pumps and still carrying to their 5th floor and 12th floor water, and still drinking water is like a big mystery, So what I wanted to do is I will definitely study the possibilities. I will put all my efforts that I will be ensuring a constant pressure on the particular department. I will personally monitor myself and see that this is being delivered within a stipulated course of time, that the drinking water is being given to the common public in Sholinganallur. This is be my first promise. Before I complete my 5 years, I will definitely give you a commitment that this will be done. Otherwise, I will tell you something, that I will not stand for the next election. Okay, if I'm elected, I will do that in 5 years. Before 5 years, I will ensure that the Sholinganallur is getting it. Otherwise, you can tell me that I will not contest for the next election.
But Rajiv, like all political parties, like all politicians, I see the focus is on Kannagi Nagar and Semmanjeri. The focus is not on middle classes which are living in apartment complexes. Why is it that there's a perception that if you live in an apartment complex, you can pay for water, you can buy your tanker water? Why is there no focus in manifestos and stuff where people say Adukumadi, which is what we are popularly referred to as Adukumadi Kattanangala? You don't need to buy, worry about water connections. Why is that perception there, and why doesn't it change? We are also middle classes. We also earn hard. We work hard to earn our money, and money is dear to everybody. So I think there should be certain focus on high rises getting the same amount of water, because remember, we pay property tax and water tax despite not getting water. I mean, if you don't have income, do you pay income tax? No, right? We don't get water, but we still pay water tax. So I think somebody has to address this. And I can see your story being moved by the activities of Kannagi Nagar or by Semmanjeri. But just because we don't stand on the road and make noise doesn't mean that we are in discomfort. We are discomforted by the fact that we don't get water.
No, I just gave you an example of Kannagi Nagar. It is I have not committed that I will just do to Kannagi Nagar. My vision and my dream is to the entire residents of Sholinganallur. Okay, I have committed, and I have been telling this very clearly. Within 5 years, I will ensure that entire Sholinganallur residents, I will ensure that it has been given inside their house. Proper drainage and sewage system, proper roads will be maintained. Not like the airport roads alone maintained. I will ensure that Sholinganallur roads and the street roads are maintained. So this is my priority, and the most important thing is my accessibility. Okay, my accessibility to the people of Sholinganallur as an MLA, and to address the common people's problem will be my major priority always. And I will ensure that the drinking water is almost available to all the residents. It is not that I'm not differentiating Kannagi Nagar and other things. I'm making it clear that my priority number one is to solve that particular problem, because people are facing too many problems there. I would first give more priority that the drinking water is available to all the residents of Sholinganallur.
Thanks, Rajiv. Appreciate your honesty in that. Looking forward to working with you on this. You spoke about internal roads and lighting, and another thing I liked in your agenda manifesto was that about desilting lakes and taking care of flooding in our area, which is one of our most serious problems. Stormwater drains have been there for some time, but most of them are not functional. There is also this problem of encroachments. encroachments are by vote banks, right? So it is quite appealing to political parties to ignore encroachments on lakes and water bodies because they are a good vote bank. What's your vision on that?
It's a very complicated and a tricky question that you're asking me, because as a politician, like other politicians, people don't want to touch on this subject. Okay. Makkal Nidhi Mayam, is for centrism. Okay, it's a party that is formed to be in the middle and will definitely look into the legal aspects of its good and the bad sides of the problem. And we will definitely ensure, if it is on the wrong side of the problem, then we will ensure that we correct that particular situations, and we will develop we will develop a plan to solve that particular issues, and we will be standing in the middle to ensure that we give justice and a clean removal of the problems.
I have a question, Mr. Rajiv Kumar. I'm Ramaswamy here from Kumarasamy Nagar.
Please tell me, sir. Please tell me, sir. How are you, sir?
Thank you very much for your presentation. It's very interesting. You seem to have a good understanding of our problems and issues. But one thing I want to ask you very pointedly, maybe very inconvenient. Are you aware of the nexus between the political class and the septic tanker and the water tanker owners? How do you propose to break it? All this talk about sewage and metro water will not help unless that nexus is broken. We have seen it in action. We can give you proof. But nobody
sir, it is a very interesting question. Okay. Before the meeting.
No, I'm telling you, because those people are challenging us that you do whatever you want. You're not going to get water. You're not going to see sewage. We'll take care of that. That's the kind of challenge they give it to us.
Absolutely. It's a very interesting question. I have also personally faced the same problem in my locality, because normally this drainage water tankers are run by the local politicians and the councillors, etc., of the ruling party or the opposition parties. They are hand to hand of each and everything. Makkal Nidhi Mayam, if elected to power, if I am elected to power, I will definitely, I wanted to tell you this particular thing in my manifesto, but I did not want to do it because I know somebody will raise this question to me. I will definitely ensure that the drainage water tanks, sewage water tanks are not under the accessibility of the ruling or the opposition party. I will ensure that the drainage sewage tanker is coming to the corporation, or I will ensure that it has been, this nexus is being removed completely at any cost, and I will ensure as an MLA that I provide this particular facility inside the zone where you just need to make a phone call and get the facility available from the zone, not from a private MLA or a private nexus, what you call nexus between a political party. I will ensure that the zone is getting the facility of a sewage tanker, so you people have to call and take the facility from the zone.
Rajiv, very, very brave statement you have given there. Trying to break this nexus and officially committing to it.
This is possible. This is possible by Advisory Committee. It is not going to be just a one-man show. It's going to be the people who's going to run this manifesto.
Okay. I have one other question. Now, in the event that Rajiv Kumar does not get elected to this MLA post, will he have the same vigor and vitality that he's showing in this conversation now towards the people of Sholinganallur? I know you live nearby, you are in this area. So will you have this same vigor and vitality to shower on the people of Sholinganallur in addressing their problems?
Sir, as I told you, I have been the district secretary of Makkal Nidhi Mayam, Sholinganallur and Tirupur. Okay. So, if my leader gives me an opportunity again to run the same Makkalnidhimayam, Sholinganallur district. But I am now a candidate of Sholinganallur. My life is inside Sholinganallur. So what I will do for the betterment of Sholinganallur is I will definitely address every issues and common problems what is available. Whether if I'm elected as an MLA or if I'm not elected an MLA is not a question, but I will definitely ensure that I give my time and energy to address the requirement of Sholinganallur residents to the respective government departments and ensure that I give a good governance or good system availability to the residents of Sholinganallur.
Great, Rajiv. Thanks so much for this half an hour.
Matter that whether I be in power or not.
Okay, understood. Now, thanks so much. I hope
Anybody would like to ask any other questions, sir?
Yeah, this is Senthil from Korapakam. I just have one question. See, for all practical purposes, everybody knows that, right? The government will be formed by one of the major parties. MNM is a new party. We agree that they will win a lot of seats, but I don't think it's practically possible for MNM to form a government in the current election, right? So with that context,
I don't think,
Yes.
Sendil, that is a fair point to make in this context. Every
okay.
candidate
So let
has.
me rephrase. Let me
let's-
rephrase my
let's-
question. Let me rephrase my question. I assume that MNM is not forming the government, right? And it's one of the major parties that form the government. All the commitments you are making, how are you going to ensure it's going to happen? Because you are not going to get the support from the other major parties, right? Typically, we face the same problem with other parties also. Whenever the MLA gets elected, they come and say, I'm not getting the support from the ruling party. Then the next election, you will come and say the same thing to us. So
I think, Sendil, he has already answered that question, talking about what exactly an MLA can do, whether in power or not. He has already answered that question. If there's anything
No, I will make
different,
it, sir. I'll just want to give a small, because since he has asked the question, I would like to take up the question, because, sir, I want to tell you, it is all excuses that the people will trying to find, it is just an excuse. Okay, so if somebody, I don't want to point my finger on somebody and say, he is not giving it to me and I will not be able to do it. Okay, it's MLA. MLA has got his own power, and whatever in the power is there, I will definitely ensure that okay, whether I'm in power, what I'm saying is, if the government, if the government is ADMK or a DMK and I am a Makkalnidhimayam MLA, I wanted to tell you that it does not matter. It is the MLA fund which is going to be available there. It is going to be a private. My mind, my honesty, my sincerity to my work will be there to develop Sholinganallur.
Thanks, Rajiv.
This is going to be my dream project of 5 years. What I am going to do, I will be available 24/7, seeing that Sholinganallur is getting developed. I will not point fingers to somebody else and tell that funds are not available. They are not giving, because I don't want to be like a small school children. I wanted to develop it in a proper way and see that I deliver my results to you people.
Okay, that sounds good, Rajiv. Thank you so much. In the last minute, I'd like you to remind us again your name, your party's name, your symbol, and in what order in the EVM we have to vote for.
Yeah, my name is Rajiv Kumar, RAJIV Kumar. My symbol is torchlight, and it's serial number 7 in the ballot box. Please vote for torchlight. Give me an opportunity. I will ensure that I give you a good accessibility to me and all the systems and programs of Sholinganallur. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajiv.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you.